It should be noted that this investigation is about the conviction of one man on federal child pornography charges and his decision to start a YouTube channel upon his release. This does not reflect on gay men, nor should any inference that the gay community is comprised of predators be made or assumed. To be clear again, this is about Casey Masterson, a man whose attraction to and relationship with boys under the age of 18 has been documented and proven in the federal court of the United States.
You just trying to hit me again? That's it. 3 more.
Have to get him out? I heard him.
Timothy Ryan Richards, who goes by the names Casey Masterson and Casey Lee, was arrested in 2008 following a 3-year-long federal investigation and convicted on 11 counts of child pornography-related content, which were part of his many websites that he first started in 2000.
Delicious.
Hello, Casey. Do you think we wouldn't notice you slithering your way onto YouTube after 14 years in a federal prison from profiting, creating, and distributing child pornography? Do you think we would let this go unnoticed? After today, there will be nowhere for you to hide. Everyone will know who you are and what you did. We do this for every survivor, every victim of humans like you. They can't escape their suffering, and neither will you. Casey, it's time to show the world your true nature.
We got the bed in here, moving the new bed into this room. Or the old bed, whatever you want to call it.
And no, we did not buy it.
No, we did not buy it.
Shortly after meeting each other and finding common interests, Dew moved into Casey's house and the two began a sexual relationship. Casey gained higher success with his YouTube channel, Casey&Dew TV, which chronicled his everyday life with Dew, 13 years old at this time, and Casey, who was 24 years old. He has said that he tried to keep the true details of their relationship mysterious, to allow his viewers to make up their own stories about how the two lived together. It has been proven that Casey and Dew had a sexual relationship, referenced by Dew's own testimony at Casey's trial.
Welcome to Casey and Dew TV, a new website only 2 months old but instantly popular. Over the last 52 days, over 120,000 people have visited, downloading 500,000 files at over 5 terabytes. This site is watched worldwide. Top visiting countries in order include the United States, Germany, United Kingdom, Canada, China, France, the Netherlands, United Arab Emirates, Spain, Poland, South Korea, Italy, Australia, Brazil, Russia, Ecuador, Mexico, and Saudi Arabia, just to name a few. 50% of our visitors return over 15 times from the same IP. Message boards all across the net. Many languages have active discussions about our .tv episodes. The most popular hour of the day for .tv downloads is between midnight and 1 a.m. And the most popular day is Thursday. The most popular down is Xmas Road Trip DVD Preview. We hope that you will enjoy our show as much as everyone else. We love you all. Casey and Dew.
Casey decided to get his audience back by reposting old videos of him with Dew, who was underage during their entire time together. Casey clearly is attracted to young men and boys under the age of 18. He has claimed he didn't want to disclose what his true relationship with Dew was during their time together to keep mystery and allow their viewers to make up their own minds about the nature of the relationship between the two. This was part of a bigger plan to earn more money from his subscribers. It has been proven that he was sexually involved with Dew.
Good morning. It is Casey, and I'm here without my hair done. Well, I'm skied up, as you can tell, maybe. I got a whole bunch of ski outfit in. I got the ski in the back. And it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I got home at 1 o'clock in the morning, but I'm already out. Got my lunch made, and I'm going skiing today at the resort, which is free. I got a free pass. Yay! And so I bought skis. So now I can go skiing wherever I want, and it doesn't cost me anything. But I have not been skiing since December 10th, 2004. It's actually the 9th, I think. 9th, 10th, something like that. Anyways, so that would be, in 2 weeks, 15 years. So hopefully I still know how to do it. I can't imagine that one would forget, but...
I spoke with Casey's parole officer on March 20th, 2020. He was polite and took our concerns seriously. He was clearly disturbed by the usage of old content and thanked us for looking into this, saying, quote, "Thank you for looking into this. The more eyes we have looking, the easier it makes our job." 1 week later, after seeing Casey continuing to make YouTube content and upload it to his new channel, I followed up with the parole officer who answered my questions in the following conversation. Me. Have you had time to look into the matter of Timothy Richards and his YouTube channel, Casey and Max TV? Officer Stasi. Yes, I was able to look over his content, and while it might be disturbing to some, his tickling videos are not against the law nor in violation of his parole. Me. What about Dew being underage at the time of filming? Officer Stasi. Because he did not break the law, and Dew consented, there was no illegal activity. Me. You expressed concern at his lack of remorse. Is that something you are still worried about? Officer Stasi. That is always a concern for us. However, Mr. Richards is allowed to interpret his conviction in his own way. I thanked him for his time and ended the conversation. Casey is a level 2 sex offender and a presumed high-risk threat as seen on his sex offender registry page in the state of Vermont. He currently lives a fairly good lifestyle due to his self-proclaimed good financial investments in prison.
Again. You are my pretty girl.
Okay, do your cha-cha.
No. Cha-cha real slow.
Do it. Do it. Alright, everybody. So I just got off the phone with Dew's mom, who's back in the United States. And we were busy talking to... What the hell happened to all this food? Okay, confused. She was getting all of her stuff out of storage and stuff, which was good. And getting all that stuff taken care of. And then I just talked to some other friends of mine from the US.
We have expanded. We have 2 awesome gay webcam voyeur houses. One in gay Orlando and one in gay Tampa. Click on the picture of the gay site you want to visit. College Boys Live Orlando or College Boys Live Tampa. Fresh out from home and out in the real world with no parents to walk in, these guys are fresh difference. Everyone is hot, everyone is gay, and oh, one more thing, we have hidden cams and mics everywhere. Watch these guys as they experience love and sex gay style, often for the first time, and often with their fellow housemates. Listen to the hidden microphones as they got on with each other in their privacy of their dorm rooms. Watch on the hidden cams as they are there for security purposes. Look at the hot, gay, sexy pictures from the wild parties, cause you all know what happens when you add alcohol to horny, hot college boys. Real world gay boy webcams, voyeur dorm porn live webcams, gay chat, college boy student webcam college, twinks hunks dude dorm voyeur cam teen sex.
Casey believes he is a pioneer in the online gay community creation of websites and as a YouTube video content creator. He sees absolutely nothing wrong with his relationships with these boys or the posting of underage sexual content on his websites. Casey calls himself the MC, Master of Ceremonies, during his original time creating these sites. He likes to point out that none of the other men who he originally worked with have gone on to do anything else in the online gay community. He refers to himself as the glue that held this group of gay guys and their content together. He has spoken of himself as a hero.
Better make it work.
Alright. Is it close up on me?
Yeah, it's as close as it's gonna get.
Well, you can get closer.
No, I can't.
Why not?
Not allowed to. Can't touch the talent. When you're ready.
Used to
I mean, it wasn't bad.
Yeah. Well, any place that I messed up, we ought to...
Casey, or should I say Timothy Richards. We've seen the despicable content in this disgusting series you made with a minor. But Joe's story isn't even at the center of all this. Next, I'm gonna introduce you all to Kyle, also known as Patrick. The minor you were engaged in sexual activities with, videotaped, traveled the world, and engaged in a relationship for years. Is that relationship over now, Timothy?
He ran a successful website, Casey and Kyle's Condo, with his then 14-year-old boyfriend Kyle, aka Patrick Lombardi. The two met in May of 2000 when Casey was 18 and Kyle was 14. Casey has said that Kyle was his first true love. Their relationship lasted 5 years, and during that time Casey produced and filmed Kyle in highly sexually explicit situations when Kyle was 15 years old. Casey and Kyle lived together in a relationship when Kyle was underage. They moved to Florida in 2003. Casey admits that Kyle did not turn 18 until later that year. Casey has specified that he wanted to wait until Kyle was 18 before posting the content to his websites, although the content was filmed when Kyle was underage. In 2003, using money earned from his websites, Casey and Kyle traveled to Iceland, where Casey posted a sexually explicit video of an underage boy named Taylor. After their breakup, Kyle signed paperwork that allowed Casey to keep all of the images and depictions of him for Casey's use.
Warning, you are entering a reality website based on the lives of two boys in Florida and their friends. This website contains streaming live content 24 hours a day and may contain adult content themes. All boys appearing nude on camera are over the age of 18, and please do not enter unless you are 18 or the age of majority in your local area. Thank you and welcome to the condo.
Oh, and it was all going so well. So well, money pouring in from your pornography empire. Child porn sliding its way in amongst it. And then it all took a very dark turn, didn't it, Timothy? When you met Justin Berry, it all went very, very wrong. Let's meet Justin and see how he fits into this puzzle.
This is Eichenwald for the New York Times. I first met Justin Berry 6 months ago in the course of my reporting on adolescents who operate their own websites featuring pornographic images of themselves created by inexpensive webcams.
Hi everyone, my name is Justin. I just wanted to welcome you to my website.
Justin has recently turned 19 years old, but for 5 years, beginning at the age of 13, he ran an increasingly sophisticated webcam site that at its height was grossing thousands of dollars a month from subscribers. I spoke with Justin recently in an on-camera interview about how it all began. How did you first get into webcams?
Well, a friend at the time came over and showed me his webcam that he got from earthlink.net, and it excited me because there's a new way I could, make friends. They could see me and I could see them, and I wanted to make more friends. I didn't have too many, so I figured, hey, this is, another feature, another option. I can make more friends this way.
How hard was it to hook the thing up?
I just plugged it in. That's about it. Plugged it in and installed the software. And after that, it was going in a few minutes.
Who did you think you were going to meet?
I really didn't know. I was hoping, people around my age with web cameras and get to talk to them.
How many people your age did you meet?
Back and forth, like we're talking now, none. I did meet some that were in the webcam, that had webcam sites, however.
Pornographic webcam sites?
Some being pornographic, most of them being pornographic, yes.
How long until you heard from your first adult pedophile?
Within a few minutes after setting up the software on Spotlight.
Just a few minutes? Were you scared when he contacted you?
Not really. I didn't know it was a pedophile at the time. I just thought it was someone who wanted to chat.
How were they finding you?
On Spotlight, there's a directory. You could just browse the different cameras. And, well, mine was set up, and it was live, so they looked at mine.
Did more pedophiles start talking to you?
Eventually, yes. It was, at first, it was like, okay, one person's talking to me. Ooh, I get a friend. Later, I had lots of quote-unquote friends.
For 5 years, beginning when I was 13 years old, I operated a pornographic website featuring images of myself loaded onto the internet by webcams. I was paid by more than 1,000 men to strip naked, masturbate, and even have sex with female prostitutes while on camera. Just after my 18th birthday, I tried to leave the business. Money was still coming in from Mexico friends, but I wanted nothing to do with it. I used it to purchase clothes and other items for homeless people in California. I rented a truck and delivered the materials myself. I was looking for my own redemption, but I failed. I was still addicted to drugs, and Greg Mitchell urged me to return to the business as his partner. Together, he said, we could set up a new website, justinsfriends.com. I resisted for months, but I could not find my way in the real world anymore. Depressed and high on drugs every day, I agreed to return to porn. Today, I have been off drugs for 9 months and just finished my first quarter at college. My grades are good and I have friends. But every day I have regrets, not just for the dreadful decisions I made in the past years, but for failing to have the impact that I had hoped on this illegal trade. I have never been asked by law enforcement about any of the 1,500 names I provided them. Some of those who molested me, like Mr. Gourlay, and who made all of this possible, are continuing to live their lives unaware or uncaring about any government inquiry. I have watched as my former members go online to attack me, boldly proclaiming themselves as my former customers, and having no fear that their self-disclosure could result in their arrest. And events have proved them right. Since I left the child pornography business last summer, I have risked everything to get to tell these facts to persons who care, like this committee. It is my hope that Congress will do everything it can to see to it that children are protected, and that our law enforcement effort is competent to combat this evil.
Justin is 19 now. He's studying website development at college. He won't say where, in part because of death threats he reportedly received last fall from former, quote, clients and business associates when they became aware he was planning to go to the authorities. But maybe the most disturbing part of the story, only one, apparently, only one of Justin's thousands of, quote, customers has been charged Gregory John Mitchell, he referred to in the piece, pleaded guilty to 4 federal crimes in January.
Casey was convicted on October 26, 2008, and later sentenced to 16 years in prison with an additional 8 years of supervised probation. This sentence is below the average for this crime and lower than requested by federal prosecutors.
Hey everybody, it's Casey. I'm here on official bum status today. They let me off work here at the last minute, so right away I'm thinking, okay, who's going to be the guy in the window? And it hits me. The guy in the window is CBL Zach. What do y'all think? That's about as goofy as you can get. So, if you don't know what CBL is, go to the Gay Real World. I think it's gayrealworld.com, or just put it in Google, Gay Real World. And yeah, what do you think? Could we get him to do it? Now watch this. See all these guys? Okay? And they're going to start dancing on screen and like thongs and stuff like that. We get the Gay Real World boys to do that portion of it. And we all get together and we do a collaborative between Casey and Max and the Gay Real World. It's CBL Zach.
At trial, Casey's attorneys did not refute or dispute that he participated in the creation of child pornography. Their argument, rather, was that the information obtained by seizing the contents from 2 website servers in California violated his Fourth Amendment right to search and seizure. That argument and subsequent appeal of his conviction were rejected by the court. His petition for release from prison was accepted on May 4, 2019. Casey was released September 1, 2019. He began making videos immediately and uploaded the first one to his new YouTube channel, Casey and Max TV, on November 26, 2019. Casey ran 2 blogs from jail. He used phone calls from prison to run these blogs. One of them, entitled Gay Boy in Jail, includes graphic sexual thoughts and fantasies. They were transcribed by friends and supporters and either printed or recorded for his podcast, Casey Radio. Both blogs have him railing about being targeted by the government for being gay and being a scapegoat in a national investigation perpetrated by a corrupt reporter from the New York Times. He only removed the X-rated blog after his attorney advised him that nearing his sentencing it could be misunderstood and did not want the jury to be prejudiced against him. It is important to note that neither of these blogs or podcasts is against the law and are in fact protected by the First Amendment.
Well, Timothy, the evidence is clear. Multiple sexual involvements with underage boys, some you were in relationships with for many years. This makes you a predator, a adult who preys on vulnerable young boys and welcomes them into your pornographic empire. This will not be tolerated. The facts stand. You spent many years behind bars for crimes against children, distributing child porn, creating child porn, and of course your relationships with underage children. How do you live with yourself? Many of your previous followers are still hot on your tail, supporting you and pushing this conspiracy. Many of whom have reached out in your comments section of your new YouTube channel. I wonder what they've been requesting from you. Many of them pushed the conspiracy that this was all a plan of young Barry's and a certain reporter. You have covered this in your own channel, and I think it's worth looking at. But regardless, the facts remain. Federally charged for multiple child abuse crimes, including distributing, producing, and profiting from child pornography. These are the facts. The rest is theory.
WikiLeaks, New York Times reporter caught running child porn website. Former New York Times journalist Kurt Eichenwald was the administrator of a sick child pornography website, according to WikiLeaks. Eichenwald, a huge Hillary Clinton supporter, recently attempted to sue an independent journalist for claiming that he had paid thousands of US dollars for child pornography online. It turns out, the claims made by the journalist were true. Counterpunch.org reports, the reporter is Kurt Eichenwald, who quit the Times in October 2006. He already had a lot of explaining to do earlier this year about his conduct while working on the Justin Barry story when it was revealed in March that, without telling his editors, he gave $2,000 to Barry, an 18-year-old who'd spent 5 years making child porn of himself, when Eichenwald first contacted him in 2005. By then, Barry was an adult recruiting minors to perform sexually on webcams. After discovering this, Eichenwald found Barry a lawyer, who took him to the Department of Justice and got him immunity from prosecution in exchange for turning state's evidence against 4 mostly gay and young men. All were eventually charged and convicted of making and distributing porn depicting underage teen boys. After Eichenwald wrote a blockbuster story about Barry for the Times, his journalism techniques aroused controversy in press circles. Even so, no one knew about the $2,000 check, and most of the media faded him. Press adulation evaporated in March of this year, however, when revelations of the $2,000 check emerged at a criminal trial in Michigan for one of the 4 accused men. Testifying there, Eichenwald said he was not acting as a reporter when he gave Barry the money, but was trying to save him from sexual exploitation, and later demanded the money back before he started doing a Times piece. This summer, a court hearing in the Nashville case revealed that Eichenwald gave yet more money to Barry, again without telling his editors. Counterpunch was the first to report this, and days later, the Times picked up the story. The Times didn't say what the money $1,184 bought, and Eichenwald demurred that he had no independent recollection of having spent it. 2 days after the Times report, he resigned from the Condé Nast Financial magazine portfolio without explanation. The Nashville court documents unsealed yesterday reveal the following. Using a fake name, Eichenwald spent $1,184 to buy digital photos from Barry. It is not clear whether they were pornographic, or if they were made when Barry was under age 18 or older. But PayPal allows purchasers to send memos with their money, and Eichenwald sent Barry several messages discussing the quality of the pictures he bought. I found a pretty good one, but the lighting sucks and still worth $100. There are just 20 in the file, and most of them are nothing, shots of beds and driveways, or you rolling a joint. I found 3 so far that I either didn't already have and were good. 100, and we gotta talk about what the really good ones are. The ellipses are in the court document. Eichenwald encouraged Barry in his business endeavors while Barry was making child porn. In one PayPal message from June 2005, cited in the Nashville documents, Eichenwald writes Barry that I'll be online today. Find me and let me know what to do. And I have other proposals for you that would get you even more money. During this same period, Eichenwald sent Barry the $2,000 check. In the Michigan trial, he testified that he assumed when he sent it that Barry was broke. Documents just unsealed in Nashville reveal that hours after receiving the money, Barry videotaped a 14-year-old boy masturbating. A few days later, he uploaded the illegal tape to justinsfriends.com, his gay porn website that had lain dormant for months. Soon JustinFriends.com was up and running again, with new content, including masturbatory images of the 14-year-old. Under the pseudonym Roy Rogers, Eichenwald was signed on as a member of the revivified JustinFriends.com. But he was no ordinary member. He had administrative privileges, meaning he could enter areas of the internet open only to site managers with an administrative password. He used this privilege to enter an area where one could monitor new subscriptions to the illegal porn site. He visited this area over 20 times in late June 2005. All this information has come out in Tennessee federal court because one of the 4 convicted men, Timothy Richards, is trying to convince a judge that Eichenwald and Barry engaged in a conspiracy to entrap him into Barry's criminal activities with underage pornography. In extensive filings which Eichenwald and his lawyers tried for weeks to keep sealed, Richards' allegations are vigorously contested. Rather than conspiring, Eichenwald says in one filing, he was just trying to learn more about Barry. After consultation with his wife, he adopted the tactic of posing as an online predator. In 1999, National Public Radio freelancer Larry Matthews was successfully prosecuted by the Department of Justice after working on a story about child porn in which he impersonated a pedophile online by using a pseudonym and downloading illegal material. In addition to 2 civil attorneys, Eichenwald recently retained a criminal defense lawyer. He is Stephen Ryan, whom Eichenwald often cited in financial stories when he worked for the New York Times. Ryan is also the defense attorney for Justin Berry. Not only Eichenwald but also the Times has a lot more explaining to do. In March, the paper's public editor, Byron Kalami, savaged Eichenwald over the $2,000 check, while giving Eichenwald's editor, Larry Ingrassia, a pass. But now it seems more and more extraordinary that New York Times editors did not conclude that Eichenwald's dealings with Berry had far transcended anything that could be regarded as appropriate for an objective reporter.
A story about a WikiLeaks tweet, so let's get into it. Reporter Kurt Eichenwald, this is the tentacle porn guy who claimed that he was only had a tentacle porn bookmarked because he was showing his family. That was his cover.
His weak stories have always worked before.
Administrator of a child porn site.
Absolutely true.
He was only posing as online predator, according
he's
to
posing as a online child pornography administrator, possibly, but I'm not sure about predator.
New York Times reporter was a member of an illegal underage porn site, claims he was only posing as online predator. The New York Times reporter not only gave money to a child pornographer, but did business with him and even signed on to an illegal porn website as a member and administrator. Documents
he helped create the website. That's important to understand. The website did not exist without Kurt Eichenwald. He funded it, and he was an administrator or a webmaster of it.
The reporter is Kurt Eichenwald, who quit the Times in October 2006.
I did have some interesting info that I wanted to pass along to you. Do you remember Kurt Eichenwald, the New York Times journalist, who was caught looking at tentacle porn because he posted a screenshot on Twitter where he had it open in a background tab? Well, it turns out that story actually goes a lot deeper. In 2007, shortly after he left the New York Times, Eichenwald was caught up in a court case involving a child pornography site run by a guy named Berry. Now, Berry was 18, but for the past 5 years, when he was a minor, he had been making minor pornography starring himself. But the site had shut down. So Eichenwald sent him a check for $2,000 and also said, I have the quote, "I'll be online today. Find me and let me know what to do. I have other proposals for you that could get you even more money." Now, shortly after he got the money, Berry went on to recruit other minors to create child porn for him and started posting new porn on the site. And Berry logged into the site as an administrator and began to access parts of the site where you could see new members who were signing up. So it seems like it's not impossible from these documents that Eichenwald may have been involved in the recruiting end of this operation. There's no way to know that for sure, but speculating with the information that we have, it does seem like it's quite possible. So I'm not sure why somebody like Eichenwald is running free, although as part of what was going on here, Eichenwald helped Berry get an attorney who was able to get Berry immunity from prosecution as long as he turned over evidence where other people who worked on the site were arrested.
There is support for Casey, including a still online Free Casey website. This site kept a real-time log of his days in prison and asked for moral, emotional support as he told his own story. Many of his supporters believe that he was conspired against for being gay. Many others believe that he genuinely did not know he had done anything wrong, despite creating online content and having relationships with 2 boys under the age of 18. Again, some of his supporters believe that Casey was the victim of Justin Berry, who was 18 years old when he started his own website, and the young man who eventually went to the authorities over these sites. Casey took over the website when Berry left and continued to upload child pornography to it and kept the information on 2 servers and several computers in his home, which were seized by the federal government after his arrest. Casey has also posted videos reacting to the other defendants' convictions and how they conspired against him. He also claims that the judge that presided over his case was biased against him and that his investigation, arrest, and conviction were part of a larger national conspiracy, and that his story is merely one of how the love between two young men can go terribly wrong.
Very wrong indeed, Timothy. Your predatory action towards young boys is what made you go to a federal prison. This conspiracy theory may be true, but the fact remains that years before this even took place, you were in relationships with underage children, underage boys, that you lured into a life of pornography in your empire. It must kill you, Timothy, to know if it wasn't for your conviction, wasn't for your pedophilic activities, wasn't for your predatory mindset, that you'd probably be a millionaire by now. It must kill you inside. But the facts remain, Timothy. You are a predator, and YouTube is no place for a convicted child porn producer. You cannot be allowed to continue your content creation desires. I put this to you, YouTube. Susan, is this the sort of creator you want on your platform? A man showcasing a life with an underage boy who has done 14 years in a federal prison in the United States. So, viewers, I put it to you. Do you want to see individuals like Timothy, convicted child porn distributors and creators, finding their way to YouTube as a new sanctity to push their content? I think not. So, Timothy, I await your response. We will be watching you. We will be waiting for you. Tami is always there, Timothy. Every time you log on to the internet, every website you access, Tami will be watching you. And we are waiting. Why don't you come and answer for yourself? You respond to me, Timothy. The information you need is in the description of this video. And you and me will meet for a conversation online. You can have your say about Barry. Tami offers this to you only once. I await your response. Sleep well, Timothy. I'll see you from the shadows.